testimony time. Today's testimony takes us back several years when my husband was experiencing some chest pains. And I told him it was probably just a pulled muscle, but he went to the emergency room to get it checked out anyway, just to be sure. And while he was there, they did conclude that he did have a pulled muscle, and they gave him some pain medication and sent him on his way. Well, a few hours later, the on-call doctor called him back and said, requested that he come back in, my husband, that his blood pressure was a little high and he wanted to run some more tests. So my husband went back and they ran more tests, and this time they found some irregularities in his heartbeat, and then he went to a cardiologist and got more tests run. They found an aneurysm, and then they had more tests done, and they found that the aneurysm was rubbing against one of the valves, and that was causing the valve to leak. And it started off at the beginning of all this just a pulled muscle. The next test and deduction, they said he would just have to take medication for a few years, and that he'd be okay, and then in about 10 years he would probably need surgery. And then the next test resulted in, if he doesn't get surgery, that in a couple of years he would be dead. And then the next test, it was just every test brought worse and worse and worse news. But my God is the God of healing. The word says that by Jesus' stripes, we were healed. And I know I drill that in every single time I do a healing testimony. But those words are so true. They're so prevalent. And it is a promise to us. We should take hold of that promise. And God doesn't change. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. So my husband, getting all of these results and all of this just negative stuff being piled on. And right after we got married, I began praying life and truth over him every single day. Every single day, I proclaimed God's life and God's truth over my husband. So there was no way I was going to accept this negative report. We rebuked it. We stood on the ground that by Jesus' stripes, my husband was healed. And sure enough, he got the surgery. While we were there, everyone was surprised at how old he was, and getting all of the surgeries that he received. We were told that out of the, I think, 4 different types of surgeries, he received 3 of them for his heart. He also had almost total blockage in 2 of his arteries. So God proved to us that his word is true, that he heals, that my husband is whole. And he protected my husband. Even though my husband went in for a sore muscle, God revealed the hidden, what Satan was trying to do to kill, steal, and destroy, hiding that from us. But God revealed it. And then 1 year later, my husband got into a very nasty car accident. Had he not received the heart surgery, he would have died in that car accident. But God knew, and God brought him through the heart issue, and God brought him through the broken bones of the car accident. And my husband is alive today to tell that testimony to anyone. He tells it to his coworkers. He tells it to people on the street. He's got a nasty scar on his knee that they had to replace his knee. And so people ask him about it. And it gives him the opportunity to share God's love and God's truth. So remember, God is a God of healing. God is a God of wholeness. We serve an awesome God. God bless.